Oh, hey there, Bruce. Welcome back to Murder Most Misfortunate, or however they would say it in this game. We're partway through talking to Leah, one of the only semi-relatable people around here. Let's see what she has to say. Although, I don't know, she seems a bit iffy too. What are you doing? What are you doing? Me, I'm just walking around being a total bitch to everyone.
My dear little girl.
What?
Just what are you doing? You're liable to go for quite the little tumble if you keep leaning out the window like that.
Indeed.
Trying to get a decent signal.
Oh, for your phone? Yes, it does seem like you young people just can't get by without them.
You don't look any older than her.
I don't care about the phone. I want network access.
Whatever for.
So I can hack the phone company records and figure out who called this house.
You can do that, can you?
Yep.
Yep. Watch me.
Look, I hate people staring over my shoulder when I'm working. Can't you go find a fainting couch and a bottle of smelling salts or something?
So who called the house?
So who was it then that called the house?
Ah, good question.
If I tell you, would it get you to leave me alone?
Probably.
My dear girl, this predicament affects all of us. If you found out anything that might be in the least helpful, surely it's in all of our interests for you to share it.
I'll take that as a yes. Fine. The number is 11223344.
That's a fake number.
It's a business number.
It's an unbelievably fake number.
Oxley Accounting Services.
11223344. Fuck off.
Doesn't exactly sound like a social call, now does it?
I guess you should get back to the phone.
As far as I can tell, this Prince Titanico had some pretty weird friends.
You haven't tried contacting them then?
No, that'd mean talking to more weirdos. I'd rather try and hack into their private email or something and see what's up.
That is preferable to talking to weirdos. Except I have more questions.
Now, Miss Leah, was it? I'm afraid I just don't know very much about you. Who are you exactly?
I'm Sherry's friend.
I rather gathered that much. But, my dear girl, what with her enormous fortune, social connections, and nauseatingly innocent good looks, I'd imagine the list of people who'd like to be friends with Miss Charisse is rather long. What's special about you?
Fine. My parents were rich too. They're in the tech business. Sherry and I went to private school together. I helped her with math. She helped me be a better person. Fair trade,
I don't know if that's a fair trade. I don't think it is.
Were. Have your parents passed away as well?
No, we just don't get along too well right now.
Ah, and your dear old fabulously wealthy school friend took you in. How sweet of her.
I see where you're going with this. And no, I'm not financially dependent on Charisse. Sure, I live with her, but I've got a nice little fund of my own. So I've got no motive to bump off a boyfriend out of fear that he'll kick me out of the house or something like that.
Oh my, perish the thought. I'd never dream of suggesting such a thing.
No, I'm sure you've got much nastier things to save for your dreams.
Probably. I would not doubt that at all. Charisse and the prince.
So your friend Miss Charisse, just how long had she been seeing our dear departed host?
Not that long, but he seemed pretty intense about it. Nighttime river cruises, the opera, the theatre, you name it.
Ah, swept off her feet into a whirlwind romance with a dark and mysterious dashing older man.
Supervillain.
Your friend must have been positively giddy with excitement.
Something like that, yeah.
Positively giddy.
Oh, it must have been so hard for you, being left out of all that and resigned to watching from the sidelines.
Yeah, right. That kind of high society stuff isn't really my thing.
Yeah, I got that.
No, I suppose not.
Come to think of it, Wizard Boy sometimes looked a little pouty at being left out, though.
Wizard boy.
Really? How do you know? Did he tell you so?
Yeah, he went like this.
No, nothing like that. Just an impression I got. Not really my business anyway. As long as Sherry's happy, I'm happy. That's all that matters.
She seems like a decent person, you know.
So, was she happy?
It was what she wanted. So yeah.
And try though you might, you just can't bring yourself to sound happy about that. My, how curious.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Look, if you're gonna pry any further, you'd better go get yourself a crowbar, don't you think?
I like that line. Have we examined this room again since we've been here last? I mean, it's not going to change, right? No, bookshelf wasn't here before, was it? Is this the same room or is this a different room?
Had these books on the shelf belonged to the Lee family as well? Curious, I skimmed a few of the titles.
And?
A History of the Republic. Genealogy of the Great Families. How to Train Killer Bats. Genghis Khan and the 21 Balloons. All dreadfully...
That sounds so fucking weird. I want to read Genghis Khan and the 21 Balloons. That's the same burned out portrait, though. Is this the same room or is this a different room?
I'd hope that by taking a closer look at the ruined portrait, I might be able to discern who had been pictured. I could imagine no shortage of delicious...
I don't know if that's the same as what she said last time.
The portrait might be disfigured in a house such as this. Shredded by a bitter servant.
Yeah, we've seen that. Okay, so it is pretty much the same. It's like a different room, but most of the details are the same. I don't even know if it is a different room. Can we go to the phone then? Let's head back to the phone and we'll come back. Main hall? Where the dead guy is. Hey, dead guy. I need to use your phone, okay?
I suppose I could dial a number here, if I knew of one worth calling.
I don't know about worth calling, but we'll give it a go. 11223344. Dial.
Oxley Accounting Offices. That's what that Leah girl had said. Of course, she could have just been making it up to get rid of me. I'd certainly do the same to her. But...
Can't hurt to try. Unless we accidentally call Satan. And he takes our soul or something. Ah, rotary phones.
Oxley Accounting Offices, Oxley speaking. Are you a new or pre-existing client?
To tell you the truth, I'm not really sure.
I see. That doesn't bode well for the organizational state of your paperwork.
I tend to agree.
I'm calling on behalf of a friend.
In that case, please be advised then that I will only be able to answer the most basic of queries without certified written permission from your associate, or friend, as you call him.
Sadly, I fear my friend's signature would be difficult to obtain at the moment. But I think basic queries will do well enough for now.
They'll have to.
Now, Miss Oxley, was it? You sound like a very organized person. Can you tell me if you called this number earlier this evening?
Yes, I log all of my calls, both incoming and outgoing. And yes, I did call this number at 8:32 p.m. Sharp, of course.
Yes. It's 8:30. That sounds about right. Wait a minute. Isn't that rather late for an accounting office?
I mean, it's still open now.
An 8-hour business day is standard in many sectors, but we take our work very seriously here at Oxley Accounting. Besides which, it was requested that I call at precisely that time.
Requested? How odd. Requested by whom?
In the absence of written consent, I am not authorized to provide that information.
Oh, of course you're not. How silly of me. Can you at least tell me if you spoke to anyone when you called?
Yes, the call was answered. I asked to speak with a particular individual and was told to wait.
And you did wait then?
For 4 minutes and 36 seconds, yes.
And after such an oddly specific yet arbitrary amount of time, you hung up?
Certainly not. Someone picked up, I introduced myself again, and then they hung up.
How rude. To think anyone could hang up on such an obviously charming personality as yours.
Oh, we're being a bitch again.
Might you happen to know a man called Prince Titanico?
I am familiar with that name, yes. In fact, I was hoping I might speak to him. Is he there?
Kind of.
I'm afraid that really won't be possible.
Very well. In that case, please inform him I will continue to try to contact him at regular intervals.
You do that.
Oh, you can try. Can you tell me, was Prince Titanico a client of your office?
In the absence of written consent,
God.
I am not authorized to provide that information.
But if you're trying to contact him, you must have some kind of business relation with him.
In the absence of written consent, I am not authorized to provide that information.
You can be just insufferably obstinate, can't you?
If by that you mean thoroughly professional, then yes.
The same thing, really.
Your client is dead.
Miss Oxley, I'm not entirely sure how to tell you this, but Prince Titanico is dead.
I see. That will definitely have some ramifications for my paperwork.
No, not the paperwork.
Not only that, but it seems rather likely that he was killed precisely when he came to answer your phone call.
Noted. I suppose that explains why he hung up so abruptly and didn't call back.
Ah, so he answered it.
Yes, didn't you find that a little bit odd at the time?
Not really. For certain types of business, it's quite common to encounter some reluctance on behalf of the other party.
But hang on, I thought the prince was your client. Why would he be reluctant to speak with his own accountant?
Accounting is not the only service we provide at our office. We also perform audits, credit checks, and financial investigations of various sorts.
He was looking into...
Sense.
No, he was looking into his missus's parents or into her money.
In the absence of written consent, I am not authorized to provide that information.
He was getting them to investigate Sharice's
Quite all right.
financial
I can
situation.
connect the dots myself. You've been ever so helpful. In spite of yourself, really.
You are welcome to log your opinion of our interaction on our office's website feedback form. Now, exactly who was I speaking with again? Are you with the police?
Ah, no. They're on their way. My name's Misfortunate. I'm one of the guests.
I'm quite sure that name has been in my files before. Something to do with a possible inheritance tax irregularity from a deceased spouse? Let me check.
That won't be necessary. Besides, the wiring is a bit dodgy in this place. The phone could go out at any moment. Ta-ta then!
It's nice to see her on the back foot every now and then, since she's such a jerk to everybody else. I like it. Take that, lady. Alright, let's go. Leave. We'll come back and talk to these guys again later, but first, Queen bedroom. I'm feeling all these bedrooms are going to be pretty much the same. Maybe not. Well, I mean, it's got similar shit in it.
In the Queen bedroom,
Oh, not
I
you.
found my old social acquaintance, the Comtessa. To say that I trusted her was going much too far.
Far too far.
But I had certainly known her longer than anyone else there that evening.
The way her arms move freaked me out.
I knew her to have an ear for gossip.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
If there was anyone who could tell me a little more about the cast of our little drama, it was her.
There you are, Misfortune, darling. I must say this whole affair is just dreadful, isn't it?
Tragic.
Oh no, I'm having a whale of a time.
Truly tragic.
Having a whale of a time.
Prince Titanic.
I wish people died more often.
An eccentric man, but he knew how to put on a show. Sadly, this is rather more than I expected, I'm afraid.
Are we really sure he didn't plan the whole thing after all? You know, have the last laugh, go out with a bang, that sort of thing.
That is a supervillain thing to do.
Oh no, my dear, I don't think so. The prince, by all accounts, was far too fond of himself for that.
Burn.
Pity. He would have made for such a delicious story. Not to mention no longer having to worry about a possible killer being on the loose.
Quite so.
Alright, we'll talk to you first and then we'll see what we got.
Darling,
I doubt I'm going to find anything in here.
although I'd met our good host, well, ex-host, a number of times, I'm afraid I never really knew him, if you understand what I mean.
Are you being dirty?
I hardly expect you're the only one in that situation, my dear. The prince had this maddening habit of talking all the time and yet somehow still saying very little.
So
That's a
was
skill,
he
man.
Really a prince then? Do you
Destined to be a politician.
These days, title really does not mean what it once did. After all, how many do you have now?
Oh, let me see. At least 3. All by marriage, of course. Sometimes it can be hard to keep track.
Just so. No doubt our late prince could make some claim or another. But these days, who can't? Just about anyone can claim a tenuous connection to some great old family that was thought lost in the revolution. And it's so hard to prove them wrong. And as long as there isn't money involved, no one much cares to try.
So he called himself a prince, and that's about all anyone knew. He wasn't married or anything, was he?
Good heavens, I hope not. You did see him doting all over our sweet little Charisse, didn't you?
Come now, Comtessa. You and I both know that's...
I mean, he could be married and divorced.
So cruel, but so true. Still, if he was ever married, I never heard of it.
And you do have such a knack for hearing interesting things, darling. If there was anything to hear, I dare say you would have heard it.
Oh, modesty forbids.
In any case, it would seem our late prince was quite the enigma then. At least I can feel glad that I wasn't the only one in the dark.
Quite. Oh my god, we got a lot of things unlocking.
I don't know about you, but I can't shake the impression that Miss Charisse was, for lack of a better term, the guest of honor this evening.
Well, yeah, no
What
shit.
do you know about her?
Oh, the poor girl. She's an only child, and her parents passed away just recently.
Yes, I feel for her. an enormous inheritance, and all of a sudden no one around to tell her how to spend it. The family, they were industrialists, were they not?
That's right, though by the end they were into pretty much everything. Manufacturing, banking, real estate, and more.
And
They
more.
were a bit close-lipped about their net worth, but certainly one of the richest private families in the empire.
And if I recall correctly, they were a new money family too. Money-grubbing upstarts. I think I heard them called at court from time to time.
Jesus.
Did you really? I don't doubt it, of course. My word, that place can be just so beastly sometimes.
Actually, I thought that was rather tame. You should hear the things they call me.
Yeah, but you deserve it.
Oh yes, they can say such horrid things about widows like us. Sometime you and I will have to swap stories of the more creative ones. When these circumstances are more pleasant, of course.
Of course.
The collecting backstabbing stories. Because you gotta do something.
You know, it was really quite shocking. One minute the prince was playing host and telling ghost stories, and next thing you know, we all come running and he's dead on the floor.
Oh, indeed. That was a surprise of a most unpleasant nature.
Where were you when you heard the news? It was that one-eyed shambler in the ill-fitting coat who found me in the other bedroom. Did he find you first?
No. In fact, I was in here. And it was that young man with a decidedly orangish hue who brought me the news.
The wizard.
Our oh-so-helpful Horatio. He must have been done fixing the lights then.
Horatio the wizard.
They'd only just come on. I must say, he was in quite a state, with those robes of his flapping about everywhere. I expect I would have laughed if he didn't look so distressed.
Oh, alas, such a wasted opportunity.
Next time, eh? Next time.
Mind you, he didn't tell me exactly what the matter was at first. I'm not sure he knew himself. He only said that something had happened, and we had to gather everyone together right away.
And
I
our
see.
two little darlings. You found them on the way back then?
Precisely. Just as we were coming back down to the main floor.
Well, it's good we've got that all straightened up. With so much running about the house, it's enough to make one's head spin trying to sort it all out.
Indeed.
Oh my word, yes! I used to get quite bad headaches myself, especially back when I was with my second husband. Mind you, those only ever seemed to come on when he was telling golfing stories.
I get that.
My dear, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. No wonder you killed him.
Comtessa, darling, I just heard a delectable little morsel of gossip and simply must share it with someone.
Go on.
Why, some scrumptious gossip is just what I need right now. Do tell me more, dear.
I was talking to the Leah girl, you know, Sharice's little hanger-on, and she hinted that she'd been feuding with her family and was more or less kicked out of the house.
Oh my, how sad for the poor young thing.
Yeah, she sounded distraught for
To
her.
be honest, if she lived with me, I'm quite sure I'd do the same. But do you know anything about who she is?
I dare say I know a little. Her parents were wealthy moguls in the technology sector. That is, until about a year ago.
Ugh, of course they were. No wonder I didn't know who she was. I find all that technobabble so terribly dull. So, what happened?
Good question.
Someone leaked the company's most sensitive records that suggested corporate espionage and other unsavory business. Thanks to a rather exorbitantly priced lawyers, the family avoided a prison sentence, but the company was ruined.
I see. Do you think then that our very own Miss Leah was...
The one to leak the files? Oh, darling, it's unseemly to speculate about such things. All I know is that they always said it must have been an inside job.
Well, she probably has the same morality as Charisse, so it's likely.
A self-righteous brat who will send her own family up the river if that's what it takes to do what she thinks is right. And here I thought I couldn't like her any less than I already did.
Yeah, I hate her. She's got morals and shit. She'll do the right thing at any cost. What an ass.
So how did you know Prince Titanico then? I met him at an art auction myself. How about you?
Oh, I hardly knew him at all, really. He was an acquaintance of my late husband's. They played cards together sometimes at his club, so I understand.
I see. Is this the first time you've seen him then, since your husband passed away?
Well, he came to the funeral, but other than that, yes. Yes, it is.
Don't you think it's a little odd that he would invite you out to a rather small event like this, when your husband was the one he actually knew?
He said he thought I would appreciate the historical nature of the estate, and he's not wrong on that count. Perhaps he may have also thought I'd be a little lonely, being recently widowed and all. That part's nonsense, of course. A woman in my position gets rather used to it. But it's sweet of the dear boy to try.
Yes, indeed. One does get used to it. Husbands come and go. It's the way of the world, really.
Husbands are like a circle.
Too true.
Alright, let's go and examine the room. And then we're out of time anyway for the episode once we're done with that. Come on, be something awesome that we can find here. Please?
A set of old vases sat on the dresser. Could there possibly still be anything in them? The neck of the nearest vase was
I need
too narrow
a flashlight or something.
inside at a glance. I suppose I could have stuck my hand in to feel around, but there could easily be a mouse or a spider lurking in there. No, that would be a much more suitable job for Miss Charisse and those small, dainty hands of hers, I think.
And I thought I couldn't like you any less.
A set of old vases.
Okay, it's the same. Alright, next. Oh, it's another one of these. But you can't click on that one. Queen's portrait?
I couldn't make out the lady in the ruined portrait, but I assumed it must be some grand old dame of the Lee household. Why had she been left behind, I wondered? Had the rest of the family simply not liked her?
She was the black sheep.
Mind you, if I ever had to sell one of my estates, I'd rather fancy leaving behind as many self-portraits as I could spare. You know, just so that the new owners would feel like I was keeping an eye on them.
Creepy. Nothing in here. Nothing here. What is this? Side
On
table.
a small table near the center of the room sat a little book, the kind one could write in. Could it be a diary? And by reading it, might I steal a forbidden glimpse into the inner life of some member of the once mighty Lee family? But to my great disappointment, I found the pages empty. Ah, well, I suppose that hoping to discover the defiant last words of the infamous Lanica Lee written in blood really would have been a bit much to ask for.
Okay. You know, I've got an inventory, but I've hardly had a chance to use it at all because we haven't found anything to put in or take out of it. Apart from the stuff we started with. Oh, we got this. I didn't know that was in the inventory. Can I stab her? Wait, that doesn't help. Or does it? Alright, well, we're out of time for this episode again. Jesus Christ, that went very quickly. Very quickly indeed. We only got 2 more rooms to check out though, and then we'll be heading back to the start to see if we've unlocked any new conversation pieces. I'm not sure how close we are to actually figuring this one out either at this stage. Although we do have some decent clues to go on. But yeah, it's hard to say. Anyway, we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.